Hi everyone, my name is Angela from Angela Stitches and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'll be fully finishing 3 ornaments, and I talked a little bit about some of the materials that I'm going to use for these in my other video, but I did make some decisions and changed out some of the things. So I'll quickly show you the materials, and some of these might change in the course of me putting them together, but for now these are the things that I'm planning on using. So let's start with this angel. So this is a design by Brooks Books, but I don't think she has this at her Etsy shop, but I got mine from a magazine, and I believe I stitched mine on a 36 count fabric. So for this I had 3 options for fabric, but I made up my mind with this one, and the other two, so these are the other 2 options, but the patterns on these were a little too big compared to the stitched piece. So I decided that I wanted something smaller or a little bit more busier. So that's why I chose this one. And I think this looks a lot better in color too. I think it matches better. So I'm gonna use that. And I was really close to choosing this one, but I think I like this one better. So I'm gonna use this. And then for trim on the edge, I'm considering this. But since my last video, I was organizing my stash and I found a couple more options. So I have these 2, and these are a little different in size and color. This is more ivory and this is more white. And I actually used this one for my other angel project. So this is an angel by Lavender and Lace, and I actually used this for the second layer. And maybe so this is a double layer ornament, and I'm thinking maybe I'll do the same for this angel too, since this is a pretty small design. I think I could size up the ornament a little bit by doing a double layer. I think that would look really nice actually. But for the lace, I feel like this looks okay on this fabric because this is a 32 count. So the chunky looking lace looked okay, but since the weave on this fabric is much more smaller, so I feel like something more delicate would look better on this ornament than this lace. So something like this one would look better than the other one, or even this one, this ivory colored one. And this is really small, so maybe that'll look much more better than this white one. But if I use this lace, because this is a little stiffer than the other one, like there's no give, so I'm gonna have to like scrunch up the lace to make the lace curve around the stitched piece, if that makes sense. So I don't think I'll have enough to do that with this, because the smaller the circle is, the more I need to scrunch it, if that makes sense. So I didn't really have to do that with this one. So my only option is this, and if I put this against the fabric, it's not really going to show. So I think the double layer idea would be better with the options that I have here. So if I put this lace on top of the fabric like this, let me try. So if I put this on the edge here, so that's what it's going to look like when it's all put together. And I think I actually like this better. Even better than this white one. Yeah, this is not even gonna show that well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this lace, and yeah, I think I'm happy with my choices. So I'm gonna make something like this, a double layer ornament, and then I wanna have some sort of dangling element to this ornament. So I went through my stash again, and I have these heart beads. I think I showed you this already in my other video, but I also found some other things. So let me just quickly show you. So these are the heart and roses that I might use, but I've also considered these silver heart beads. But I'm going to use gold metal pieces. Well, not real gold, brass components when I put these together, so I'm not going to use those. And these I got specifically for my fairy godmother. So I used the snowflakes for the fairy godmother's wand, but I have some hearts in here too. So I could use these, but these are buttons. So I'm gonna have to get really creative if I want to use these to add on the bottom of the ornament. But I think these are really cute, so I really want to use them. And I have a couple of different hearts in here. So I think I have another one that's a little different, yeah. So these are four of the hearts, and then rest of them are snowflakes. So this is everything that I have for this ornament, and oh, I also have this Swarovski heartbead. So I could add one of these buttons on the actual fabric here, or I can use the Swarovski heartbead and sew it on the fabric somewhere too. And I think that looks good too because it matches her collar. So that's another option. But I can decide on the beads at the very end. So yeah, lots of choices for that. And also for the hanger, I'm just gonna use this rope thing since this is the only one that I have that kind of matches the fabric and also the lace now. Um, so yeah, that's everything for this project. And then my next project, this is called Witch Cat by Barbara Anna. And for this, I'm going to use this as the backing fabric. And then for the outer edge, I'm going to use this. But I'm just going to make sure not to show any of the navy band. And then for the hanger, I'll use the same rope. But instead of just making a loop, I'm gonna do something like this. Or maybe I'll use this for the edge too. I think that'll look okay too, but no, I really want to just use the brown trim. So I think I'll do that. So this is going to be a pretty simple ornament. And then my third and last ornament, this is called When Witches Go Riding by Prairie Schooler. And for this, I'm either going to use this black chenille for the border or this black lace. And then this is the same lace that I've used for my other Halloween piece. And I really like this scalloped look, but I also feel like it only looks good because the ornament is a round shape. So I don't know if that'll I don't know if that'll work on a square design. But if I just have it on one side like this on the bottom, I think that kind of looks cute. But I was also thinking about doing something completely different and use this green. And this is the same type of ribbon as my brown one, but in a different color. So I could do something like this. Or I also have this red to match the red on the witch's hat. And I also have this orange one. So I have a lot of options here, but in my experience, when I can't decide on a trim, I end up not adding a border or a trim at all. So yeah, but I'm keeping my options open for this one because I can't seem to decide right now. But I did decide on the backing fabric. So my original choice was this, and this is the only dark fabric that I could find in my stash, but I didn't like the floral patterns, but I did like the circle elements that kind of matches the circles in the stitched piece. But when I was organizing my stash today, I found my leftover fabric, and this was from a Halloween box by Color and Cotton. And obviously this is going to be too small, so what I'm thinking about doing is, since I have a lot of extra fabric here, I'll add the pieces together like this and use this as a backing. And I really like this idea better than using the other fabric. So I'm gonna do that. So it'll look something like this on the back. So yeah, I think that's it. And for trim, again, I might not do anything at all because that's what happened with this ornament. I had a lot of options and I was really close to adding this around the border, and I think I like it better without anything, so maybe that's what's going to happen with this one too. So we'll see what I decide to do. I usually change my plans while putting things together. So yeah, so that's my plan for this one so far. So I'm gonna start FFOing right now, and I think I'll start with my witch cat because this seems to be the one that I'm most certain about. So I'm gonna start by cutting some cardstock and some felt to back the stitched piece. So I'll come back when I have something to share with you. So I thought I would show you how I add cardstock and felt to my projects, and I'll show you once for this ornament, and all of the processes will be exactly the same. So these are the two pieces of cardstock, and I have two pieces of felt as well. And I'm not a professional or anything, so I don't really follow directions. I just do whatever I think it's easy with what I have. And this is just regular felt, but it's really stiff. And this is an iron-on felt. So I'm just gonna use this one for the stitched piece, and the stiff one for the backing fabric. So for this, I'm just gonna glue it on, or actually tape it on. Um, this is a double-sided tape, and it looks like one of those whiteout tapes, but instead of whiting things out, this has tape inside, so it's really convenient. So I'm just gonna tape it like this, and then just place the felt on top of it. And then I'll just lace the fabric over it after I iron this, so that's gonna be the back piece. And then for this, I'm just gonna directly put this on top. but I'm gonna have to trim this down to the right size and then put the cardboard on top. Okay, so this is ironed and ready to be laced, but just to have this secured, I'm just gonna put a little bit of tape on the cardboard again so that it doesn't move around. So that looks good. It's not straight, but that's okay. And with this, I'll just add some tape and then just directly fold the fabric over it. And I'm going to lace this side with some string. I could just use tape, but the tape doesn't exactly work on top of fabrics, so I'm gonna have to lace this section. And with this one, I'm just going to make sure it's centered by creasing the edge, and then I'll lace it. So I just finished lacing these two pieces, and I added some regular Scotch tape in the middle to push down the threads, and they both look good. So I'm gonna start sewing on the trim, but before I put these two together, I need to add the hanger inside. So I'm gonna have the trim sewed on the top piece and have the hanger glued on the bottom piece, because I don't know, I find that to be easier when I sew these two pieces together. And I forgot about this, but maybe I'll make a bow and add it here somewhere in the corner, like this maybe. But I don't really like how this looks right now, so I'm gonna have to think about that. So I just finished sewing on the trim, so this is what it looks like, and the inside doesn't look pretty, but I don't really care, so yeah, now I'm going to glue on the hanger and then sew the front and the back together. So I started working on my second piece, and I decided to make this into like a fan shape instead of a circle, and I made some templates and cut out these cardboards. So the small one is going to be for the stitched piece, and then I already made some creases here just to make sure if it looks good. And then these two are bigger, and this is going to be the two back pieces. So if you look at this ornament, the small one is for the stitched piece, and I need two pieces here for like framing the stitched piece and for the actual back piece, if that makes sense. And I already cut out the iron-on felt pieces, and I also have my fabric here too, so I'm going to iron these on and then lace them, and then I'll come back. So I just finished lacing these three pieces, and I've already stitched the lace onto the angel. And because of how curvy this outer line is, the lace is actually kind of like standing against the cardboard. So when I stitch this down to this piece, I'm gonna also stitch down the lace flat against the fabric. And I'm gonna go with this one because this one has more pink showing on the edge. So I'm gonna do that right now, but I'm just realizing that I was supposed to stitch the angel first to the fabric before lacing this piece. So I'm gonna have to take this apart. That's a little annoying, but so I'm gonna do that right now and lace it again, and then if I put this together, it'll look something like this. This actually looks really cute, so yeah, I'll come back when I get this fixed. Okay, so I just finished stitching the angel and the lace piece to the fabric, so the back looks like this. And now I'm ready to put the cardboard back and lace it again. But before I continue with that, I want to get started on my last project. So I'm gonna start with the backing fabric. So I'm gonna need some of this fabric, so I'm gonna cut this down and sew this two pieces together. And I don't have a sewing machine, so I'm gonna have to sew this by hand. And I hope I can do a straight line. So I ended up finishing lacing this first, And I was looking through my materials and I have some pearls and some agate beads. So for the dangling pieces, I think I decided on the heart bead and use these. So it'll look something like this. And I might change the agate out for another pearl, but I also have these, this plastic bead and some rose quartz, and I don't know, I think I like the pearl and the pink heart bead, so I think I'm just gonna keep it that way. And I was really trying to use this somewhere, but I decided not to add the heart. I was trying to have this somewhere, but I think I'll save this for another project. And on the bottom of the pearls and the heart, I'm going to make a tassel out of the rope. So this is just the rope that I'm using for the hanger, and I just unraveled it. So I'm gonna do a couple more, so it'll be about this much, and make a tassel and hang it right below the beads. And I think that'll look really cute. So I'm gonna work on that. And I also just cut out the cardboard for my Halloween piece, and also decided on not adding any border to this project. I don't think anything I have is going to look good, but I'm going to add the black lace on the back. So it'll look something like this. And I'm really gonna try to sew them together as straight as I can. That's gonna take a long time, but I'm gonna try. And then for the hanger, I'm just going to use this black chenille. So I'll come back when I get this done. So I have my backing fabric ready now, and I'm really happy with how straight it is. It's not perfect, but it looks okay. And I also have the cardboard ready, and I already have the iron-on felt onto it, so this is ready to go, and I think this looks really cute. So I'm really happy with it. So I'm gonna lace this, but I'm gonna have to trim these off first before I do that. And then again, I'm not gonna add any border to this and just gonna use this as a hanger. So I'm gonna get going on this, but yeah, I don't think I really like that. So I'm working on stitching these two pieces together, and I'm using black thread, and I'm really not happy with how this looks. It looks really messy, and I don't like how you can see the black stitches so well. So I'm gonna redo this with invisible thread because I know this is going to bother me. And I'm not gonna be adding anything on the border here, so yeah, I'm gonna start over. So I have a finish, and I'm super happy with it, and this is what it looks like. So super cute, and I was going to add a black bow where the star is right here, but I was organizing my stash and found it, and it was given to me by Margarita, and I think it looks so cute, and it's by Mill Hill, the button collection. And I also had this cat, and I really wanted to use this, but since it's black, you can't really see it because of the hanger unless I change the hanger. And I think this looks perfect with this design, especially the cat. It's like the same cat pretty much. But I'm actually going to stitch this cat again, so I've already have fabric for it and everything, so maybe I'll use this cat for finishing that ornament. I think it'll look really cute if I pair these two together. So yeah, super happy with this finish, and you can't really see the stitches on the sides anymore because I used YLI invisible thread, and this is really good, but it's really hard to work with. This is really thin and it's really transparent, so it's really hard to work with, but see, I can't even, but this is really good when you want to hide stitches, so that's what I did with this one. And the back looks like this, and I was really having trouble deciding which way to have this. And usually I would have the dark color on the bottom or the section that is bigger on the bottom, so in this case it should have been upside down, but I don't know, I just like having the lace kind of hanging down like this, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm super happy with how this turned out though. I think it's really cute. So now I'm gonna work on my witch cat project and try to finish it. And with this, I decided to add another layer or double the hanger. No reason, I think it just looks more sturdier this way. And maybe, I was just seeing if this could go somewhere here, but no, I'm just gonna work on this right now. So I have a finish and I doubled the hanger like I said I would, and I added this little bow here. I made a bow out of the lace that I used for my angel, and I don't know, it just looks like an afterthought because it is, but for now I think this is the best that I could do with what I have here. So yeah, and this is what the back looks like, and I had too much fabric in this corner, so I couldn't get this flat as I wanted it to, but it's okay. I think it looks okay. I think it's cute. So all I need to do now is finish this angel, but I think I want to work on this tomorrow. So I just made this by watching a video, and I think this is called a scaffold knot. So this is going to be the hanger, and I also just made this tassel with two freshwater pearls and the heart bead and the tassel with the rope. And I'm gonna trim this later on, but yeah, so I strung these on a piece of wire and then added a jump ring for the tassel so it can be connected like this. And for this I had a bunch of these, and I forget what these are called, but it has a little loop already made for you. And then after I had the beads in there, I took my pliers and made another loop at the end. So now I'm gonna glue the hanger and also one of these on the bottom here so that I could attach the tassel to the bottom jump ring. So I'm gonna work on that and I'll come back with all of my finishes. So this is going to be the end of the video, so I'm gonna show you all three ornaments that I finished this past couple of days, and I'm really happy with how these turned out. And it actually turned out better than I expected because I was trying to finish these ornaments with what I had, so it was very limited with what I could do, especially for the hangers, but I'm really happy with it. Also the back on this one, I was really happy with this. And to be honest, I was kind of like about this bow, but I think it's growing on me actually. I was actually thinking about swapping this out with something else later if I find something, but I think I'll just keep it this way. I think it's kind of sweet. And then my last finish, I think this is my favorite out of the three because it's so different from anything I've done so far, and I think it's really cute. And I had the hanger a lot shorter than my other ornaments because the tassel was going to be long, so I thought it would look better if I have the hanger shorter so that proportion-wise it'll look more appealing, I guess. And I was also thinking instead of having this rope here, I could actually replace it with actual floss. So if this frays a lot and becomes really messy, I'm gonna replace it with floss color that I really like. So that's an idea too if you want to make something like this with your small finishes. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I did look at the videos or the clips for these for this video, and most of the time in the videos I'm just like playing with the materials and just keep on saying the same thing over and over. So I'm gonna have to edit this a lot so that it won't be super long and super boring. And I also think it'll be really choppy because I'll be editing it a lot. So I apologize if some of the things that I say in this video doesn't make sense, but let me know if you have any questions or if I wasn't clear enough. But this isn't exactly a tutorial, and I always say that I'm not that experienced to be teaching how to make ornaments, but maybe some of the things that I did to make these will help you in some way. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video as well, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!